In this video, I'm going to give a couple reasons why I might just drop that word enlightenment altogether, because it's not very useful. It doesn't do very much for us. And in fact, if anything, it creates obstacles along the path. And so for over 20 years, I've asked people, what do you think enlightenment is? And maybe just pause for a second, go down to the comments, and I'd really enjoy hearing what you think. Or maybe you thought this 20 years ago and have come to realize it's quite silly, but still I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on it, because invariably, people will give me some version of enlightenment is perfect bliss. You're floating in space, you're weightless, you have no problems. It's like a massive dopamine rush when you have, perfect state of bliss that just goes on eternally. And so that's our first problem. So if enlightenment becomes a concept that's filled completely with the positive, then it becomes this ultimate goal that must be attained. And we all know that, if you have to make that shot, you're probably going to miss it. So the more we conceptualize it as something absolutely we must have, the more evasive it becomes. But the real problem is the confusion of the concept with the thing itself. And that's particularly problematic with enlightenment, because if enlightenment is anything, it is the gap between our thoughts. It is the absence of thought, the absence of concepts, the absence of beliefs, the absence of all the products of the thinking mind. And if enlightenment is that gap between our thoughts, the moment a thought invades that gap, it's no longer a gap. And so anytime we put a conceptual spin on this non-conceptual experience, it becomes exactly what it isn't.